we have with us here today a follow-up interview. We couldn't wait to catch up with him. We have Tim Donnelly. He's running for California Congressional District 8. He's running for the United States House of Representatives. He's got just an amazing amount of momentum behind him. Welcome to the Aaron Cruz Show. Welcome back, actually, to the Aaron Cruz Show, Tim.
It is awesome to be back with you, Aaron.
Yes. Well, catch us up. What have you been up to? I hear you've had a lot going on within your campaign.
That's an understatement. They must consider me a threat because they're pouring it on the establishment side. Look, this is one just to give you an update. This is one of the few races where we've shut the Democrats out. So there's two Republicans running.
Right.
And so obviously we're up against the GOP establishment. And since you and I talked, I had grassroots all the way up to one person away from the president. And unfortunately, that person was going to go talk to the president about an endorsement for me. The swamp got in there, canceled his appointment because some of the gatekeepers around the president are not, they don't have his best interest at heart. They're
well,
part of the
I would say
establishment.
it's not even that they don't have his best interest at heart. They don't have our best interest at heart.
Well, exactly. They don't have our best interest at heart, and I'll tell you
what.
what.
We the people. Not the powers that be.
So
we the people. And that would include President Donald Trump because he is up against that insider establishment agenda from the progressives to the Republicans, or shall I say rhinos, because they aren't
you're
really
right.
true Republicans.
He is fighting in every direction. And look, I'm trying to get there to have his back. And so 2 hours after my friend's appointment was canceled, the endorsement came out from my opponent, who is a never-Trumper. This is a guy that was betting that President Trump was going to lose. So we have since attempted to reach the president. The other day, I was at an event. I was able to talk to Don Jr., who did take some interest. And so, this is the battle of politics in a post-Trump era. Is you really have to get his endorsement, and if you don't, then you've got to negate the power of that endorsement for the other side. You know what's sad? The guy got the endorsement from President Trump, this guy who I'm running against, Cook. He never even retweeted it. It's like he's not even proud of it. And he just intends to use it to fool the Trump base. But I'll tell you what, Ann Coulter wrote to my defense and tweeted back to the president and said, look, you endorsed the wrong guy. Donnelly wanted to build a wall a decade before you did.
Donnelly helped build the California Minutemen, okay? Thank you very much. Donnelly's been on the ground fighting for the American people, fighting for the citizenry, even in the swamp in Sacramento for a time, right, as an assemblyman. Donnelly has been working against the grain for the people for some time.
Well, I like the way you say that. I love your enthusiasm.
I'm sorry.
I think we got to get you on the campaign trail here.
You have me fired
you
up.
Put on that great rally down in Huntington Beach. Look, here's the thing. I literally went and took 200 people to the border and got Anderson Cooper to record it and do a positive piece on us. We built 400 yards of fence. Yes, the guy on the Colbert Report made fun of it. But
he only made fun of it because he's insecure.
Yeah, but he covered us. He covered us. And this is a long time before any of these politicians were talking about, building a wall. We did it in protest of a Republican administration who wanted to do an amnesty rather than secure the border and restore the rule of law in our country. So I'm excited. There's some tremendous momentum on the ground, and we've even had a little bit of success in Washington, D.C. Ever since Trump got elected. There is sort of there's a little bit of support for people who are outsiders for a change. It's kind of exciting. So you don't know we have no idea. Only God knows what the ultimate end result will be. But I feel that I have a very good chance of winning this race. And every day we see little miracles happen. It's pretty amazing.
It is pretty amazing. And I want to make it clear, though, I'm a Republican. And the Republican Party platform is a strong platform. But there are people in the party who are not working towards those fundamental issues which the platform is based on, right? And value systems that platform is based on. They're not working for that. They're working for their own self-interest, so they're working for an agenda, or they're off base from where the party is supposed to be at. And so we're not talking bad
yeah, you're right. That's a very important
actual
point.
Republicans. We're talking about the reality of a very strong platform, people who are committed to certain value systems and principles, and they've been hijacked. We've been hijacked.
At the outset, you're exactly right, Aaron. At the outset, I said there were 2 Republicans in this race.
Right.
That's incorrect. There's only one Republican, and there's only one Democrat. He just is pretending to be a Republican. Okay.
Well, be it as it may, the issue is this: there are some people who may be supporting the wrong candidate, and people who live in this district really need to take a long, hard look at that Republican Party platform. Principles of limited government, principles of, they have to look at that, and then they have to look at the candidates and really discover who is the true Republican and who is the person that's going to go to bat for them in D.C. Tim Donnelly.
Well,
but they need to come to that conclusion.
It's not complicated. I mean, my opponent voted to use our military funds for sex change surgeries. You've got to be kidding me. I mean, we're home to 29 Palms Marine Base. We're home to the Fort Irwin Army Training Base, Marine Logistics Base. We have more veterans in this district than pretty much anywhere in the country, except maybe Matt Gaetz's district in Florida. It's insane that we aren't taking. Look at the USA Today. Another story about how our veterans are suffering. Their wait times are forever. They're not getting the services they need, and somehow this is a priority. This goes completely against what the president has laid out as his agenda for the military. He's serious about having the military do military objectives and not social engineering.
Right,
and I think
absolutely.
a lot of Americans cheered when he said that. So, when my opponent says Trump made him vote, to use military funds for sex change surgeries, it's a lie. And it's really unfortunate, that when you have a lot of money, you can tell the lie over and over again. And when you tell it often enough, it becomes a perception of the truth. But we're out there. We're spreading the message, and when people hear the truth about my opponent's record, I don't talk about his personality, I don't talk about his personal life, I just talk about his voting record, and right there, he's an amnesty guy, he is a guy that voted to use military funds for sex change surgeries. That is not in line with the priorities or the values of the people of the 8th District of California.
Right, absolutely. It's also not in line with the objectives that Trump has laid forth in his America First policy, and some of his other initiatives, and is also not in line with the Republican Party platform.
Right.
I'm going to call that out,
you're right.
and trust me, Tim, I'm on a mission here. One of the reasons why I want to interview you and many other people is because the people deserve to know what's going on, and if the mainstream media won't cover it, we have to. And look, I want to make one thing absolutely clear. I do not believe that President Trump endorsed my opponent. I don't believe he had any idea who this man was. I believe he was lied to. I believe he was tricked, and I believe it was a swamp move. And I believe that you had rhinos in the Republican National Committee involved in this. And the bottom line is he didn't sit down and look at Tim Donnelly, who built a wall on the border, who ran a business for 20 years, who won his first election by a single vote by promising to bring the Arizona law. He didn't look at me. He was told he was given foul advice. That would be how I would
he was
say.
Given
yes,
exactly, from people who surround him, who we talked about earlier, who are part of the swamp, and they want to see President Trump fail. And we
want to help you drain the swamp.
Everyone,
Tim.
What's that?
We want to help you drain the swamp. And
that's the goal. Let's drain the swamp. But you know what? We need to pray
Yes.
every day for President Trump. We really do, because he is under assault from every angle. We see what's going on with this whole Kavanaugh hearing, and the measures they will go to. There is nothing they won't stoop to destroy the greatest country on the face of the earth, and to battle the people who want to defend her.
Absolutely, that is so true, and it's up to us to protect and to defend the Constitution, the country, and the Republic for future generations. And Tim, how is your campaign going? I mean, in terms of boots on the ground and health, financially, do you need the people's support? Do you need more volunteers? What do you need?
We need everything. I'm raising money.
Good.
But we can always use more.
Right.
And we're using it very well. We are going to be, when we win, we're going to be one of the cheapest victories.
Right.
Yeah, because we're very efficient with our money, okay?
That's good.
But I'll tell you what, a lot of people can't give money. I mean, they're out there busting their butts, trying to just pay for the gas tax and everything else to go to work. Look, if I can get people who will just make 1 hour of phone calls, we've got a terrific app. I've got an amazing young man who drove 35 hours just to come out and volunteer for our campaign. He's organizing all the people who are making the phone calls, and we make it super easy and fun.
Right.
And the bottom line is, if you want to see a guy in there like me, who will not only have the president's back, but who will go in the streets and defend our God-given natural rights without apology, and who knows how to force the media to cover things that Republicans don't even know how to do, I'm your guy, Tim Donnelly. My website is very simple. It's Donnelly, 4, Congress.com. I'm on Facebook. Get a hold of us, and I will put you in touch with Jordan, and we will absolutely make things happen.
Wonderful, Tim. Wonderful, Tim. And, we pray for you every day. We're promoting you, and we really need to drain the swamp. And I know that you will do the good, hard work that needs to be done. There's a month left.
Well,
there's a month left.
Yes, we have a month left, and we're going to have fun. Our campaign is going to have fun walking doors and knocking doors and giving people hope. And let me tell you something. When you talk about draining the swamp, when I went to Sacramento, I left there to run for governor to try to save this state. And then I wrote a book about the corruption. And I exposed the corruption. I named names. And I think that's really important. At this time, we need to get the corruption out, no matter which party it's in, because the American people deserve a government that keeps that promise, that it's a government that is ruled by us, a government of the people, for the people, and most importantly, by the people, and not by the elitists, the establishment, the swamp, the deep state, whatever you want to call them, whatever name works for you. They ain't us.
Right. And they're not working for us, yet they want our money, they want all of our power, and they want complete dominance and control. And I believe
control over us, right?
Right, and I believe that people have had enough, Tim, and this is why you're seeing such a surge, and you really, you're experiencing so much pushback. So just keep on keeping on, and over the next month, if you want to come back on the show and give us an update yet again, we'd love to hear from you, because this is something
Aaron,
where we have to expose those people that are inside undermining the Republican Party, undermining such a precious platform. I mean, that platform, people don't understand what the Republican Party platform is comprised of, and the values and the principles that it's based off,
Exactly.
off of. We have to.
We are pro-life. We are
it.
pro-life, and so we shouldn't be funding Planned Parenthood.
Right.
With their agenda.
Right.
And yet,
we shouldn't have people
we
who
have
are
Republicans like
those...
my opponent that have voted for that.
Right. Absolutely.
It's ridiculous.
Absolutely.
It's disgraceful, as the president likes to say. Look, I would love to come back on with you, but I would also say one thing that you can do. Let's say you don't want to make phone calls, you can't donate any money,
right,
but you care. I would ask you to pray every day for our campaign, pray for our leaders,
yes,
and especially the president, because this is a spiritual battle for the freedom and the heart and the soul of our country.
Yes, exactly. You've heard it right here, folks, from Tim Donnelly. He's running for the California House of Representatives seat in District 8. Please get on his website, get on your knees, pray, and really, 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 really think about how you can contribute, even financially, because time, talent, treasure, prayer, we need it all. And thank you again, Tim Donnelly, for being on the Erin Cruz Show, and Godspeed.
My pleasure. My pleasure. God bless you and Godspeed.
To hear more and to learn more on how you can make an impact or about the Erin Cruz Show, visit us online at erincruz.com. That's ERINCRUZ.com.